He said some good things, huh? As a boy from Detroit, I am embarrassed to say that I didn't grow up with a lot of Stevie Wonder. I know. Of course, I listened to Motown radio stations and I heard the biggest hits. Signed, sealed, delivered. I just called to say I love you. Superstition and the unforgettable, unique harmonica sound that only he has. That's what friends are for. He plays a 16-note chromatic harmonica that has a button that changes the key. Nobody else plays that in pop music except Stevie Wonder. It's incredible. I just didn't know all of the music that I didn't know. It was almost 10 years ago that my good friend Cleveland Jones was going to be singing with the ATL Collective while they relived all of Stevie Wonder's songs in the Key of Life, an album I didn't know. Almost every song this morning is from that album. I bought a ticket, and a group of friends and I went, and I knew I was going to hear great music. I didn't know I was going to have my life changed. If you don't know the album, Songs in the Key of Life, it may well be the best album ever written. And though I am prone to hyperbole, that's not hyperbole, right? Paste magazine named it the #1 album of all time, right? And all of the admittedly subjective best of all time lists always have it somewhere near the top. Stevie wrote this album at the height of his musical power. He won Album of the Year in 1974 for Inner Visions. And then in 1975, he won Album of the Year again for Fulfillingness's First Finale, an album I listened to last week for the first time. It's great. In 1976, Paul Simon won Best Album, and during his speech, thanked Stevie Wonder for not writing an album. And then in 1977, he released his magnum opus, Songs in the Key of Life, and of course, won Album of the Year again. The only artist ever to win on 3 consecutive albums. Songs in the Key of Life is a masterclass on how popular music can transcend radio culture. Stevie's musical genius is on full display while he passionately decries racism, segregation, and wealth inequality, while also lifting up Black excellence, universal love, and optimism for a more just future. A decade after my first experience with this album, I have listened to it hundreds of times. And there's always something new in the musical textures and the powerful poetry. I actually flew to Detroit to see Stevie Wonder do Songs in the Key of Life in concert, and it was one of the greatest concerts I've ever attended. He got weird during it. He started like an hour and a half late, and then he went like 2 hours late until like 1:30 in the morning. And in the middle, he DJ'd for a while. He did. It was a great, amazing thing. In the pantheon of great artists, Stevie Wonder is one of the greatest teachers through his music. In just the songs you've heard this morning, barely a glimpse into his vast musical catalog, his lessons are strong. When hate is going round, love is in need of love. When we need to love each other, and we need to love each other until the oceans cover every mountain high. Even when things in our past are difficult or complex, we can see them with gratitude. There are communities of need in this richest country in the world that just cannot be ignored. That we should hold on to the good things in our lives, and even when there is chaos, when there's war, when there are false prophets, we keep on working together until we reach that higher ground.